What's next, boss? You got...
Oh, yes. What a huge and impressive victory. Clearly, Roman Reigns was in awe of your incredible performance.
Easy to talk smack from the sidelines, isn't it?
The ego on you. You've been in the show for a hot minute, got a few lucky breaks, and all of a sudden, you think you're a legend?
It's not about what I think. It's about what I am. And that's the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, whether you like it or not.
But next week, the week after, the next PLE, Roman said it himself. You're just champion.
I don't care what Roman or anyone else says. You...
And after all was said and done, Becky Lynch won the WWE Women's Championship.
The man is once again the man, and the WWE Universe could not be happier. The same can't be said on Raw, where the World Heavyweight Championship has been moving around like a hot potato.
Well, if you want championship consistency, look no further than SmackDown.
General Manager The Miz has been obsessed with dethroning the WWE Universal Champion, but the man many call the Dark Horse has now become the Workhorse, turning back every challenge.
If he successfully defends the title against Drew McIntyre in a Falls Count Anywhere match at SummerSlam, he will have been champion for a full year.
Speaking of championship streaks, Gunther will look to continue his amazing run as the longest-running Intercontinental Champion of all time at SummerSlam when he defends his title.
The following contest is a Falls Count Anywhere match and is for the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
Well, here comes the Scottish Warrior. Carrying his trusted blade, Angela, McIntyre summons the support of the WWE Universe into battle. It's the journeyman who's now on a journey to greatness.
Introducing the challenger from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 254 pounds, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. And his opponent from New York, weighing in at 275 pounds, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion,
That's what it's all about, the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. The WWE Universe knows all about the history, the lineage, everything that goes into the importance of this match.
As the champ reaches 365 days with his title, can you think of a champion who's had a tougher year?
Well, he's getting it from all sides. The Miz has won the title off of him since day one.
No one said this would be easy. I'm shocked the so-called Dark Horse has had the title for a year.
Almost a year? He has to get past Drew McIntyre tonight in this brutal Falls Count Anywhere match.
Oh my, what a splash! Uh-oh, this is just vicious.
No, that'll break his arm. Vicious. McIntyre counters with power. The Kimura lock, submission move, will they tap?
Give up now. Swallow your pride. And he is doing whatever he can to break the Kimura, and he does. Point of the elbow finds the mark.
And McIntyre on the receiving end again.
Drew's getting cut off at the knees at every turn.
With the title on the line, the champ isn't holding anything back.
Wicked wobbly in the corner.
Looking vulnerable on that top turnbuckle.
Check out this power. Military press way up there.
Military press slam. What power!
Complete dominance.
Kick to the back.
Oh, man, right to the arm.
Hyperextend your elbow. The challenger not looking good right now.
Falls Count Anywhere matches are absolutely no joke, and they're showing us that firsthand right now.
He just isn't being given any room to recuperate.
He somehow has to get himself back in order again.
Oh, man, that's like death by 1,000 cuts. German suplex, but that's not all.
Into a ripcord lariat. Now a pin for the championship. And he fights it off.
And you gotta think he's just one final blow away from not kicking out next time. Clothesline stops that move in it. Oh my gosh, what impact!
Up on their shoulders.
Down in a hurry. No.
The challenger being outclassed here.
Not what you want to see by any means. Look at this, just what a barrage of stuff. Uh-oh, this is not going to look pretty. Submission being applied. Targeting the escape and a takedown. Showing out their deadlifting prowess and just
Tossing them aside.
And we see him take yet another shot to...
And now he's looking to lock in this submission.
Exhibiting a crazy amount of strength here. Playing it.
Nice escape.
Getting carried around. Bad spot to be in. Oh, God. Face first. Heads out and he has all the time he wants.
Unleashed might and force.
Here we go again. Way down. What a sit-out spine buster. But champions need to finish the job.
The cover. That's it. The champ stays the champ.
Here is your winner. And still.
If you told me a year ago that you would still be WWE Universal Champion, I wouldn't have believed it.
I am delighted to disappoint you.
Am I disappointed? You're a draw. For some reason, people seem to like you. It's just that damn insistence on doing the exact opposite of everything I say that drives me nuts.
I've never been great with authority.
How long are we going to keep doing this? I am the most must-see general manager in SmackDown's history. You're the WWE Universal Champion with all the momentum. So what if we work together instead of being at each other's throats?
Because this right now, this feels like yet another trap you're trying to spring. I don't trust you.
Call it a choice between the carrot and the stick. The carrot is, I make you into a cross-platform superstar like WWE has never seen. Of course, you'll need to have a bit of an attitude change and be willing to get your hands dirty.
Okay. And what's the stick?
The stick is, reject my offer, and if you think it's been a hard year, you can't even imagine what's coming next. After what I'll put you through, you will never escape Roman's shadow.
Interesting. Maybe that's exactly what I do. Escape his shadow and yours too.
What the hell does that mean?
What it means is I hear NXT is a really cool brand. Never been. Maybe I take the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, head down to NXT, and go after the title that Roman never won.
What? You have a contract. You can't just walk off my show.
I don't know. After this past year, I think I've shown I can do just about whatever I want.
Fine. You have a choice to make. Work with me and have everything you've ever dreamed of. Or I make you regret ever becoming a WWE superstar.
You know what, Miz? You're a devious SOB.
Yes! That...
If you say so.
The point is, I have big plans for you. You're about to become a major crossover star. Tell me something. Do you like video games?
Champ, can I just say that you are looking spectacular tonight?
Oh, man. Cross won his match real fast.
How can you tell?
You look pasty and nauseous, and that always
Yeah, Carrion...
10 seconds?
Apollo Crews.
If I had 2 minutes against him, I'd be fine.
Good luck out there, champ.
Here comes Apollo Crews, a man who has evolved.
The Dark Horse's biggest challenge tonight is not Apollo Crews, but the clock as he attempts a 10-second victory.
The match is almost already over.
Nothing fancy there, spinning Uranagi into the quick cover. couldn't finish it in the given time limit, and this one's a draw.
What a boring result.
The following is... Introducing the challenger from...
If the WWE Universal Champion's last match was a blitz, this one looks to be a battle of survival, with both men trying to outlast the other in a last man standing match.
The Dark Horse is putting his title and body on the line. Whoever stands tall when the dust settles will have certainly earned the victory tonight.
I think the sands of the hourglass are running out for our champion, and Doomsday will officially arrive in the form of Karrion Kross.
Suplex!
Launched.
And what a push.
Hoist their opponent all the way up. Just holding their opponent there. Let's 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. They can go all night.
Nice count that high, Saxton.
Shut up, Corey. Letting his opponent know he can take on the world right now.
And he goes into the ring.
Impressive display of power. Big things come in small packages. That move just stunned everyone in this building.
Able to reverse that one. Uh-oh.
Nothing fancy there. Scooped up. What are we looking for here?
And there's the follow-away slam.
That is the champion demanding respect, saying I can control you anytime I want to. And a slam.
The champ is digging deep, using every last drop of power.
Unreal strength.
And the scary thing is, these attacks are being done with great ease.
What a shot!
Look at this, deadlifting their opponent.
Power slam. An unyielding showing of authority. No two ways about it.
So many WWE careers started on SmackDown. Eddie, Cena, Ray, AJ.
The champion retains. Here is your winner, and still the undisputed WWE Universal Champion,
So,
It is. Thanks.
yeah.
They might not
You're
be
lucky you get
You
a
have
chance.
no
Yeah.
Like you don't know the name Slade.
Not against me.
Too
No
bad the higher-ups.
You want a title shot? Fine.
You're about to find...
The following contest is scheduled for one.
Galloping into history, defying all odds.
Introducing the challenger from
Tonight, the WWE Universal Champion faces a challenger we haven't heard from in a while. Slade.
A year ago, this guy was a major factor both in and out of the ring. I'm not sure what happened.
You need the right combination of skill, luck, and timing. Just because you have the key doesn't mean it'll fit the lock.
Placed into the corner. Reversal. Can he take advantage?
Up on their shoulders. Down in a hurry. Vicious right forearm.
German suplex.
Slade escapes the attack. Uh-oh, hazardous part of town here on the apron. Back suplex on the apron. Frightening impact and a terrible landing. That was tough to watch. Can the champion make their way back?
Taking their time. Oh, vertical suplex. Look at the power here. Absolutely incredible. Walking around the ring. All night long.
He'll take things into the ring.
Big impact. He's got him caught. Quickly into the cover with the title on the line. And he gets the shoulder up. Nah, not yet. Too early. Hooked up. Nothing fancy there. Spinning Uranagi. Challenger's a little worse for wear now. Yeah, but he's not breathing heavy yet.
The power of a deadlift into a military press.
Wow.
Walking around the ring. And a slam.
That just reverberated throughout the entire building. Talk about making a statement.
He's been placed in the corner now. Dangerous spot for him to be in.
Oh, no. Gotta make reservations at the local medical facility.
Reversal. Can they go on the attack? Trap the arm. Neck breaker.
So smooth.
Oh, he counters right back on Slade. Back in the ring now.
Nice takedown. The champ getting put on the back foot here. Nice takedown.
Oh my gosh!
Alabama slam.
That was all sorts of nasty.
The title up for grabs. The champ has no problem displaying all their power. Slade able to adapt.
He moved, but can he capitalize?
He turns it around.
Each superstar trying to stay a step ahead. Vicious right forearm. suplex, but that's not all. And a ripcord lariat with the championship on the line. No, he gets the short. What a match. Oh, man, you can see he is feeling it now.
I don't know if this is a show of confidence or a wasted opportunity to attack your opponent. Great counter, impressive ring IQ on display there.
He is delivering elbow after elbow.
What are they going to do here? Oh, look at the power. Look at the strength.
Down we go. I think the champ's got it.
Makes a cover.
And the champ stands tall once again.
Here is your winner, and still the undisputed WWE Universal Champion.
That was one hell of a title defense last week. No doubt why you're the champion.
Thanks.
Someday you'll have to give me the chance to get in the ring with you. I'd love to see how tough you are.
Did I punch you too hard?
Us? In the ring? I think I'd remember that.
Clearly, you don't.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
And it's,
Do chewable
this
vitamins?
has been fun, Slade.
My friends call me Gabriel.
Okay, Slade. I don't have time for this.
Okay, but I'm serious.
After this, I'm definitely going to let Miz and
And to
Troy...
think I was rooting for you against Slade.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the introducing the challenger from
We're expecting a tremendous matchup here with the Undisputed Universal Championship on the line.
This is the moment it's all come down to. There is no bigger moment than when you're fighting for this title. All those years of blood, sweat, and tears culminating in this championship match.
And don't think for a second the blood, sweat, and tears have stopped flowing from either of these men.
Nothing fancy there. Big splash. Boom, running FTO plants him. Nicely. Boom!
Headbutt to the back of the neck. What's this? It's Slade, but he seems to be distracting Strowman.
That's actually Gabriel Slade. People are always getting them confused. Common mistake.
Clubbing blow. Kick to the gut. Lifted way up. Round and around and
Revolution's into the spinning powerbomb.
the title's going nowhere. Kiss your dreams. Good night.
Good officiating there. Referee seeing him the ropes and breaking the count. Into the corner he goes. A perfectly placed target.
All the way to the outside. Oh, man, he is fired up now.
He's taking a moment to feel the crowd, but he better focus on the opposition.
And the electricity of this moment is coursing through his veins.
Big clothesline.
And Braun Strowman is looking to the crowd for some support.
Ooh, that hurt. What a maneuver!
Into the corner now. High-risk area up there.
Oh my God, all the way to the floor!
Now Strowman feeling the pressure.
Braun is shockingly being dismantled.
He has a task at hand, but prefers to be showboating right now. A bad place to be for the challenger.
This is where endurance becomes so important in the late stages of the match.
Oh my, what a splash!
He's certainly looking in command at the moment.
Just an onrush of offense here. German suplex, but that's not all.
Into a ripcord Larry cover by the champ.
Rope breaks the hold there.
Implanted by the DDT.
Braun has been cut down. He's pushed to the break.
Kick to the midsection. Hoisted up. Disorienting spin and...
That's into a spinning powerbomb.
Can it be? Will the reign continue?
Makes the cover.
And the champ retains.
Here is your winner, and Steve!
Hey, hope I didn't throw off your flow out there.
What is your angle,
You
Gabriel?
called me Gabriel. Man, I don't have an angle.
So you can take it off me?
I get the sense that Miz isn't feeling that.
So you weren't trying to send
just
a
the message that I want to see.
Sounds like either I need to get a
Really?
restraint-
Wow.
Yeah, I'll get Miz to
Now I
set-
really can't wait for
Neither
this.
can I.
The following contest is scheduled for introducing the challenger from Columbus, Ohio, weighing in.
It's deja vu once again. The WWE Universal Champion defends his title against Gabriel Slade, who has reemerged from the shadows, going from overlooked to overachiever in the Blue Eye.
The champ's playing some mind games with the challenger, coming in dressed as his former ally turned rival turned elusive opponent, The Rock.
Gabe's got to stay focused. A win puts him back on the map. Another loss, and people are going to remember why they forgot him in the first place.
He reverses it. What's he in for? Quickly into the cover with the title on the line. Pin broke up easily. Not even close. Quick thinking pays off. Cover by the champ. And that was only a one.
Still too early in this match. All the way up. Crash landing. Powerbomb.
That was a powerbomb with one message in mind. absolute destruction.
He got whipped into that corner. Guys, I can't think of a worse place. You know what they say, gentlemen? What do they say, Corey?
What goes up must come crashing down.
The champ is clearly going to take all measures necessary to keep the gold around their waist.
Hooked up. Nothing fancy there. Spinning Uranagi.
Oh my, what a splash!
And what he's looking for here looks like a potential submission maneuver. And he very quickly counters. Knew what Gabriel had coming.
Quick exchange of counters there. Counter after counter. He must have had that scouted. Leftovers down. Championship on the line.
And that'll be a rope break right there.
Ringing the arm. Looking now for a top wrist block.
Fighting back, however, punches in the midsection. Brought down with a DDT. The champ now absorbing a little damage.
Yeah, and Slade was doing everything that needed to be done there.
Uh-oh. Axe handle finds the mark.
Ooh, Slade with a course correction.
Gabriel Slade play. Not allowing that to go on any longer.
Slam! Playing possum! Shoulders down! The ref not even getting to one.
Still in it.
What a gutsy performance. Down with a suplex.
The adrenaline is pumping, and the WWE Universe is on his side.
Destroyed.
Attacking the knee.
Hey, we're all getting free tickets to the gun show.
Kick to the back. Uh-oh, look at what are they going to do? Oh, right to the face.
Right to the back of the neck.
And again.
Enough.
Just a beat down.
Down on the jaw. And bite your tongue with that. A stalemate of counters. Each competitor showing they've done their homework.
Oh, wait a second. Caught in midair. Cover for the championship.
Great officiating as the ref noticed he was on the ropes.
And Slade can't find an answer for these attacks.
Yeah, Slade needs to find an opening fast.
Out of the way in time.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Plucked out of the air. An attempt for the championship. And the rope will force a break. Suplex.
Gabriel has got the target acquired.
And he's able to counter. Ooh, what a punch.
That's how you stop your opponent. Another big move.
Sit-out spine buster. The champ will stay champ.
Cover.
Retains the title.
Here is your winner, and Steve.
What's up, Dark Horse?
Wouldn't everybody appreciate it?
I don't know.
Fair enough.
This has got everything.
Yeah.
That's because of
You sure that's right?
blind people.
Yeah. I'm sure whatever this cause really is, it helps.
Oh,
sounds good, Truth.
Man.
Yeah. So.
Don't you remember we were just talking about the snow company?
I know. What are you talking?
Yes.
I bet they.
Why would
What?
Charity.
I think.
I stopped listening.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship! Introducing the challenger from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 235 pounds, the glorious Robert Roode. And his opponent from New...
Hoping that handoff to the referee won't be the last time he sees his championship.
Mother Nature may have silenced the crowd, but the roar of champions will echo in the arena as interim GM R-Truth has deemed every match tonight will be a title showdown.
And we're kicking it off with a shovels match? It's really too bad we're the only ones to see this live.
They should make the loser clear the sidewalk outside so we can actually get some fans in here to enjoy this.
Slam!
Clearly an attack that very few superstars can perform with such ease.
There he goes, right into the corner. Things went from bad to worse.
Doing whatever it takes to win, and we're about to see it. What a superplex!
Any move from the top like that is nearly catastrophic.
He takes control.
These two having an answer for everything. Reversal after reversal, proving they did their homework.
Okay, he's re-entering the ring, and he's taking this to the outside now.
You know, I've always been curious about the versatility of shovels.
Can Roode withstand much more of this?
Roode needs to find a spark.
Counters that.
He weathered the storm and wants to create a flurry of his own.
Catches a punch. Oh, bashing their grounded opponent with that shovel. Absolutely savage.
Float over Russian leg sweep.
Oh, taking it right to him. No waiting.
Punch connects.
The challenger is not in a great place.
Yeah, Cole, but at this point in the match, you still haven't lost the edge. Beating down with a shovel, straight pummeling them with it.
And Rude saw it coming.
Russian leg sweep.
Oh, what a clothesline!
Down opponent and a double axe handle smash. Pump handle applied with a glorious bomb. That's gotta be it.
The champion with a quick shoulder up.
Not quite enough to put him away.
And he's able to fight Rude off.
Power slam.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
And Rude reverses. He's got the answer for that one.
Hooked up, driven down.
The challenger is in some big trouble.
Oh. Kick to the gut. Lifted way up, round and around, and big-time powerbomb.
Looks like the champ is going to retain. Try and end it.
1, 2, it's
And the champ stands tall once again.
Here is your winner, and
You
Dog,
have meant
oh,
that
wow,
I
you
should.
back.
This is
Awesome.
Falls Count.
Maybe
the following contest
The Alpha Academy is...
introducing the challenger from Minneapolis.
Using an empty arena for a Falls Count Anywhere match, GM R-Truth is creating an inspired slate of matches under unique circumstances.
inspired. And R-Truth? Come on, I wouldn't trust him to lead ants to a picnic.
Seems like the blizzard outside is nothing compared to the storm brewing inside, backstage, and in every corner of this arena. Up on the turnbuckle now.
Perched in a dangerous position up top. It's about to get worse from here.
Superplex from the top.
The challenger eating up some damage.
The unpredictable nature of this match can help turn the tides, though.
Got him set up in the corner of the ring.
Charging up the arm and, ooh, wow, what a clothesline in the corner. Uh-oh, here it comes. Inverted Alabama slam.
Can Gable withstand much more of this?
Gable has to gather the energy to turn the tables.
Military press.
Oh my.
The champion into the cover.
Gable quickly getting the shoulder up.
It is going to take a lot more to keep him down.
Using the elbow as a weapon. Corey, the superstar's getting right back in this match. It's almost unbelievable, but we're seeing it with our own eyes.
Believe it, Corey, believe it.
Back body drop. Exclamation point. Spine buster. This is just an overwhelming amount of offense on him.
Yeah, and this has to decrease his composure moving forward.
The challenger's hopes are slipping away.
Yeah, this match has not been kind to him. Now is the time for Chad Gable to find a way to shift into that extra gear.
Textbook fireman's carry takeover. Connecting with a sharp elbow. And what a reversal from Chad Gable.
Seeing an answer for every move attempted. Another reversal. Eye for an eye here.
No! What a slam!
Alabama style.
Oh, look at this. What a headbutt. He's taking this to the floor now.
Gable needs to get his wits about him fast.
Kick to the midsection. Oh, this is so much fun to watch.
Down we go.
The champ has this one in hand now.
Cover.
1, 2. Ring the bell. Got it. And the champ adds to their legacy.
Here is your winner, and Sting!
Great
Yes,
match.
I wonder-
Probably anyway.
Flip mode. 9-7.
The avalanche of attacks of the champion just keep coming.
A 24/7 match for the WWE Universal title?
Here's the pin. Title on the line. Shoulders up. Well scattered reversal there.
Wow, the power that takes is insane.
The reversal by R-Truth. Oof. Gut punch. Nasty. Truth caught by surprise. Boom! Did you hear the impact? Alabama slam! No! What a slam!
Alabama style.
Not the leg.
Look at this. He just tossed the leg.
Hooked up. Nothing fancy there. Spinning Uranagi.
Oh, this is not good at all. The pendulum backbreaker stretch. The champion into the cover.
1, 2.
Pushes through after 2.
Oh, watch this display of power. Supernatural power.
And he keeps his focus on an attack to that area. Uh-oh, this is just vicious. No, my God, oh, that'll break his arm.
Vicious.
Oof, what an elbow.
Uh-oh. Oh, the power, the strength, the dominator. Oof. And the champion finally ready to put this one away. 1, 2, 3. The champion retains.
As part of the WWE production team, I've watched you dominate as the champ.
Grimes has been boasting he can beat the champ twice in one night. Confidence or mind game?
It could be both. The mental aspect of this sport is often overlooked, and you can't deny the power of positive thinking.
Sure, but you better hope it doesn't backfire. I wouldn't want to poke a tiger, even a paper one.
Placed in the corner.
Top of that turnbuckle is not where you want to be. Doing whatever it takes to win, and we're about to see it. Man.
And you have to think the effects of that maneuver are going to linger. Kick to the back. Grimes with a retaliation. Target in the arm. This has got to hurt.
Having a weakened arm can limit you in so many ways, making it harder to execute on even simple attacks.
Infernal Alabama slam. The amount of force behind that is enough to knock a normal person out.
Sidewalk slam.
Grimes isn't being given any room to recover.
Cameron's going to be reaching for the moonshine after the match if this keeps up.
Oh, my. Sent flying.
I'll just leave it at this. No cover.
He's on the ropes. The official sees it and waves off the pin. The power of a deadlift into a military press.
Wow.
Working around the ring. Slam.
Talk about
And he goes for the pin. Power in out in one.
loose cover leads to a strong kick out.
And now he's controlling the pace of this one.
Training, strategizing, and execution. It's all coming together right now.
Big splash.
And Grimes just took a licking there.
And hanging tough, but beginning to show some wear and tear. Might want to think about picking up the pace a bit.
Able to get the advantage here.
And Grimes is finally able to mount some resistance with that.
Could be a chance for him to change the complexion of this match.
Things are getting risky. This will not end well.
On the apron!
The hardest part of the ring.
And we see him take yet another shot to the body. He's staring his opponent down, getting into that zone.
Coming back in the ring.
Oh, man, the
neckbreaker. Deadlift. Look at this power. Superhuman. You have to be in peak physical condition to pull off a move with that much weight behind it.
Holy moly, how? Power slam. Is it enough? The cover. Two.
Yeah, no, he doesn't get the three.
There's some shock in the arena after that kick out.
Big splash.
Right in the breadbasket.
And the pressure on Grimes continues to mount.
Yeah, Cameron just keeps getting cut down.
Dodges. Gets cracked by the overhand.
Grimes is not going to like what's next.
What are they going to do here? Oh, look at the power. Look at the strength. Oh, that's him into a spinning power bomb.
Can Grimes recover from that?
Pin stop by rope break. Oh, no. Now possibly setting up. Gets to the ropes, forcing the break.
A lot of damage done, but the ropes offer a reprieve.
The fight is being brought right to him. He's got to boost up his levels of aggression at this point.
Take off the top rope and just driving the knees into the kidney.
Over and over again. And a following slam. German suplex. But that's not all.
Into a ripcord lariat. What a combination. He may get the 3 count right here. This is it. He got him here. Arm wringer.
And met with a right hand. Could be the table turner Cameron desperately needed. Clothesline. And a second. This superstar building momentum. Sweeping the leg. Things are looking up. Will this be enough?
He breaks the pin before a 1 count.
How on earth could he not keep him down for even 1 at this point?
Ooh, elbow strike.
We're undoubtedly nearing the end.
This is a very dangerous situation now.
Okay, already, we get it. Stop looking for adulation for the crowd and get back into the fight.
Grimes using the WWE Universe as fuel to take him straight to the...
Don't finish that phrase, Saxton. Cameron will be detoured to Uranus if he doesn't refocus.
Slam! This could do it! Good officiating there. Referee seeing him the ropes and breaking the count.
Oh, man.
Setting him up for something here.
Oh, no. Gotta make reservations at the local medical facility.
A superplex.
What a headbutt. Vicious. He's going for the pin. This could be it. And that's all she wrote.
Here is your winner,
champ. I've been looking for you.
Woods.
I'm gonna ignore that.
Stealing? What?
Don't play dumb with me. I'm talking about the show. What's my show?
Up.
And what?
It's...
That's the...
we don't even...
With a...
You need to...
Because this is...
Woods. We'll deal.
Oh!
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
The bruiser of the Brawling Brutes.
Introducing the challenger from Birmingham.
We've heard rumblings that our WWE Universal Champion has come to a bit of understanding with The Miz.
If that's true, I commend him for finally seeing the light. Oh, he better not be too distracted with backstage politics. Otherwise, Butch will take his title here tonight.
Butch looking to continue his assault and joint manipulation. Arm trapped in a hammerlock submission. Oh no, this is gonna be hard to watch. Agonizing.
Shoulders down, championship on the line. And he kicks out.
Too early for that pin attempt.
Heads outside, but this one has to end in the ring. Was ready for that. Caught with a lariat.
Punching their way out of that one. Everyone get out of the way. These two are abandoning all restraints.
Getting dangerously close to our desk.
That's it. I'm out of here. The challenger might be rethinking his title match after that huge attack from the champ.
The challenger eating up some damage.
No need to panic, he's still swinging.
Boom, Butch with a timely counter.
Spine buster.
Just squashing their opponent.
An overbearing amount of offense against Butch here.
Butch has to wake up and get going in a hurry.
Is this a special episode of Up, Up, Down, Down?
Our champ's new relationship with The Miz is already ruffling some people's feathers. In this case, it's Xavier Woods. Uh-oh, this is not going to end well.
Big time powerbomb.
When the champ wants to prove a point, nothing does it like a powerbomb.
Oh, that'll keep Butch at bay. He got tired of being pushed around and wants to gain the advantage now. Precarious position for both superstars. Oh, gosh. A back suplex right onto the apron. And more attacks to his core could hinder his offense. Holy, meet the barricade.
Butch finding a way to slow his opponent's assault down.
Yeah, Butch able to stop that surge dead in its tracks.
Ooh, treading all over their opponent.
The challenger being outclassed here. There is no way this can go on for much longer.
Butch turns that away. Got him. Oh, you can tell he's feeling it now. This fight is pumping him up.
Big risk here. He may be counted out.
He might be oblivious to the count, guys.
Here's the pin to retain. Kicks out. He still has life. Both competitors digging deep into their well to keep this match going.
Cut off with a kick to the gut.
He's got him here. He's got him up. And incoming. Big time powerbomb. He's reeling, slowly getting up. This isn't the smartest thing to do, antagonizing your opponent instead of attacking him. Getting him into the corner. Big time move coming up. Positioning, top rope, heading up there. This is not going to be good. Could be catastrophic. Superplex! Man. He's focused on breaking down the champion into the cover. Oh, I thought the champ had it.
How in the world did he kick out? Military press.
And he's out of there in the nick of time. Short jab. Raining down those shots to the back of the neck. Glass handle. Oof. An overbearing amount of offense against Butch here.
Butch has to wake up and get going in a hurry.
Now a pin for the championship. Fights out at 2.
That is just pure instinct at this point.
Kick to the midsection. Oh, this is so much fun to watch. Big time powerbomb. Another one bites the dust to the champ. The cover.
And the champ retains.
Here is your winner, and
The champ!
Ooh.
You're right.
Which, believe...
That's insane.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel...
Come on.
You're right.
Speaking of which,
oh.
head to the set.
welcome to the premiere episode of Down Arrow, Up Arrow, Down Arrow, Up Arrow.
I think we can just say down, up, down, up.
Sure. Presented by The Miz.
Woo!
I'm WWE superstar Gigi Dolan, and I was told about this like 20 minutes ago.
Miz told me days ago.
Did he give you a gold star too? I'm joined by my co-host, the not at all controversial WWE Universal Champion.
Am I that controversial?
Do you read your social media or talk to anyone in the locker room? Dude, you've got heat. Point is, we are going to play an exciting video game and you will never believe what it is.
It's WWE 2K24.
Booty. I call booty.
This wasn't in the rundown.
Those are booty. This is booty. That right there is especially booty.
My jacket?
Yeah, it's clearly a Kevin Owens hand-me-down. You swore this show wasn't a ripoff, and it is literally my show, but done much worse.
We've been over this. What is your show called?
I'm glad you asked. Up, up, down, down. Available wherever you stream high-quality content.
Exactly. And our show is down, up, down, up.
With arrows, though, not spelled out.
See? Totally different.
One, that is totally the same. And two, down, up isn't part of a famous video game code. It doesn't even mean anything. Let's be real. Have either of you ever played a game in your lives?
Of course, all the time. And I watch your show. Not to rip it off, just because I love games.
Oh my... Okay. You got your controller, I brought mine. You and me. WWE 2K24, it's on.
Wow, he really called you out.
What is this, high school? Fine, let's do it. What you got?
I'm playing as my amazing alter ego Cass Zero. Wouldn't it be cool if he was an unlockable?
Then I'll play as John freaking Cena.
Playing as one of the highest OVR characters in the game. Bold.
I mean, he has a point.
You're a huge help. Who would you play as?
If it were me carrying the honor of the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, I'd play as Stacked McSlex.
Ooh, nice. Deep cut. He's got the lowest OVR in the game.
You know he's based on a real guy. I beat him once on the Indies. If you can beat Zero with Stacked, that'll prove you're a real gamer and not some booty wannabe gaming poser. Xavier's words. Or take the easy way out. Go with Cena and prove nothing. Totally your call, though.
I can't believe you picked John Cena. You want me to give you some cheat codes to make it even easier?
Dude, I've never played as Cena before, but you practically live with Zero.
Don't worry, you're both zeros in my book.
Ah, you choked! You just straight up choked!
I got no idea whether to put you in the trash or the recycling.
What a maneuver.
That is literally the lamest call in wrestling.
God damn, what are you trying to say, pal?
He means that is beautiful commentary from a bygone era.
Suck up.
You can't see me.
I mean, he actually can.
I can. You need some kind of hack and create a superstar to turn your visibility off.
Fine. You can see me beat you.
I'm running out of adjectives just to describe how bad you are.
If you move the stick, maybe he'll stop hitting you again and again.
I'm stoked to be playing you on our premiere, Xavier. I was worried there'd be someone who could actually game.
See? You see? Games are one thing, but real life is another. You know what that performance you just turned in says to me?
What?
You are not the least bit undisputed in either real life or a video game.
Ooh, sick burn.
You want a sick burn? Try this. The Dark Horse here stole the WWE Universal title with help from Roman Reigns. Now he's trying to steal my show with help from The Miz.
Calm down, Xavier.
I'm just getting started. You are a bootleg champion with a booty show. This whole thing is booty leg.
Okay, you can stop trying to get yourself over on our show. Bye.
Guys, in the interest of creating compelling content both on our show and SmackDown, I have a proposal.
This is gonna be good.
Just listen. Champ, put your WWE Universal title on the line against Xavier. He wins. You and me walk away from down, up, but with arrows.
I like it.
And what's at stake for him?
Xavier, my co-host here wins, and you give up your show, up, down, and all your complaining about our entirely original masterpiece.
Thinking about it.
I'll even sweeten the deal. I'll come out with you for the match.
Oh my. Did I walk into a rom-com? Stop shipping yourselves. Anyway, I accept your challenge. I am going to put an end to your title reign and your show.
Let's do this.
All right, this is gonna be great. What a historic premiere episode. That's all, folks. See you next time on Down, Up, but with arrows.
Wait, what just happened?
champ.
Get, it's all,
Is
I'm
it
done.
Miz?
What part?
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
It looks like New Day has hired a new accountant. It's Xavier Woods with Stack McSlacks. The WWE Universal Champ has entered the game.
Introducing the challenger from...
I'm so excited to see Stack McSlacks. He was my hero. Hey, Slack, give Corey a slack breaker.
You're embarrassing yourself and me, Saxton. The real reason we're here is the loser gets their show canceled, which in the champion's case has absolutely no similarities to Up, Up, Down, Down.
I don't know about that, but let's not lose sight of the fact that this match is also for the undisputed WWE Universal title. And a slam.
Power like that is what makes our champion so intimidating.
He's turning the tables. The power. Quickly into the cover with the title on the line. Covered by the champ. And he breaks the pin right away.
He was really looking for a quick pinfall there.
My goodness, absolute dominance.
He went right into that turnbuckle. Ooh, what a clothesline in the corner.
Challenger's a little worse for wear now.
Taking on some offense, but he expected as much.
Xavier Woods falling victim to an onrush now.
This is where Woods will be tested.
Oh, look at this power.
This is unholy. Look at that for reps.
And a drop.
The WWE Universal Champion looking to take command here.
Hold on, it looks like things are getting heated between Gigi Dolan and Stack McSlacks.
That's it. The referee has had enough of Gigi's antics.
Are you kidding me? The referee should be ejecting this Slacks loser.
You got your wish, Corey. Stacks gets tossed too.
Well, I guess it's back to one-on-one action.
Kick to the...
Caught with that sharp elbow.
Yeah, he's able to stop that surge dead in its tracks.
Rotating vertical suplex. Nicely done.
And Woods has lost momentum here.
Woods has got to figure things out in a hurry.
Lifting it up into the ring.
Bam! Suplex. The challenger not looking good right now.
Yeah, but you can't count anyone out yet. This match could still go either way.
Picture perfect drop kick. Here's a pin for the title. Gets the shoulder up instantly.
Not time to expect victory yet. DDT.
Reversal. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I thought this superstar was finished. Now they're in control. Apparently not.
Never underestimate what this superstar is capable of. Woods is feeling it, and he doesn't care. Who knows? Oh, what right! Man, that's some attitude behind it.
Huge toss. Not the prettiest thing you'll ever see, but it sure looks effective from here.
Slam. Well, they say everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Well, someone just threw their plan out the window.
Looking worse for wear in the corner now.
First in a dangerous position up top. It's about to get worse from here.
A move from that height could rearrange your bones.
Springboard misses the target.
Oh, watch this display of power. Champ looking to end this.
No, title still hangs in the balance.
Almost inhuman at this point.
Momentum is running away from Woods here.
A very tough spot for Xavier to be in.
German! Just pure dominance.
Such a potent display of power and control there.
Boom! And Woods saw it coming. The head's adding up a little on the champ.
I think Woods may have cracked a smile when he connected with that attack.
Look at this, just stop after stop after stop.
This is just brute power.
Suplex!
This can't go well.
Spine buster.
Now that is why they're the champ.